Welcome to your Daily Revolution podcast. Today's topic, you need a gut check to your ambition. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
My name is Setema, Gali, the founder and creator of the Prosperity Revolution, a global movement that helps you to get out of scarcity and into prosperity every single day. A movement where people have value, things do not, where money is a result of helping people, where you're rewarded for creating value for others, and where prosperity is not the result of luck, but a predictable steps and formulas, and where happiness is the ultimate goal.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening to this, maybe you're one of those guys or gals in the gym, and you'd rather hear my voice than hear some music. Good for you if you're driving to work or to school. All right, man, I'm just happy to have you here. So let's jump and dive right in. Listen, I want you to consider this. Just here the other day in Destin, Florida, I was having a conversation with one of our team members, and this word ambition came up. And, every time I hear the word ambition, I'm reminded of a phrase that I heard, that you need a gut check your ambition. Now, what does that mean? It's real simple. Most people today need a gut check themselves, right? You need to check yourself in the mirror, and you need to check your ambition. Why? Because what I see is people who are capable of living a greater life, living with greater happiness, living with greater resources, and yet they're not. Right? It's like, what if you just decided to start asking different questions? Again, I think back 10 years ago. 10 years ago in Setema's life, I was broke, bankrupt, depressed, on the bottom, barely making any money, and we were just surviving. I wasn't thriving. I wasn't successful. I wasn't really making that much of a difference. I wasn't fulfilling the full measure of my creation. And 10 years later, there's a whole different game. So 10 years ago, I had a gut check my ambition. What was I thinking right for my future? Are you thinking right for your future? I want you to consider, what do you really want at this stage of your life? Are you addicted to social media? Do you spend hours upon hours looking at social media when you could be dreaming and thinking and doing what's required? I dare say most people don't dream and think big enough. You're just not dreaming and thinking big enough. I was talking to one of my business partners this week who was at an event or at an experience with a handful of other men. And, I won't share too much details because it's very private, but, he went on to share that these guys live a whole different lifestyle. Look, my business partners and myself, we live really good lives. And then he says, man, I was over here and, these guys spend multiple four figures to heat the driveway. Think about that. Someone's spending $4,000 a month to heat a driveway so that there's not snow on the driveway. And, they're talking about just tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. And again, for some people, they can't fathom that. And so my question again for you is, do you dream big enough? And it's not just about money. Do you have enough ambition for your family life, for your marriage? Are you in a marriage where it's just amazing, where it's awesome? Is your marriage spicy? Is it on fire? And does it got the flames of passion? Is there deep communication? Are you in love? Are you in love with your spouse? Do you guys date and hold hands? Let's talk about spirituality. Is it just kind of like a go through the motions thing, or are you really connected to your God, to your purpose? And I want you just to consider, right, principle 4 in the 13 principles, clarity is power. Ambition is tied to clarity. The more clear you are, and the more clear you are about where you are and who you are, well, the more ambition you can have. I just have you consider, if you're listening to this podcast, take 10 steps back. Really take some steps back and just think, if I'm in the same place today in 12 months, right? In 12 months, if I'm in the same place, would life be good? And if you're in the same place, you got some problems. One of the greatest examples to see this, well, there's many great examples, but there's a guy by the name of Primetime Deion Sanders. He was a cornerback, played baseball, drafted the Atlanta Falcons, came out of Florida State, Super Bowl with the Cowboys, Super Bowl with the 49ers. And then he was on CBS and then NFL, right? Primetime NFL station. And now what does he do? He coaches college football. I've always seen Primetime Deion Sanders as a man who loves God, very passionate. But even for him, it's like he moved on. He's in the constant game of growth and expansion, right? That's the purpose of life anyways. Principle number 8, the purpose of existence is eternal expansion, value creation. So when I see someone like that who's expanding and growing, when I see people like my clients and my partners, the game is about expansion and growth. So will you gut check your ambition? Will you create a new context and a new perspective by which to live? And don't think about the future, the future. Don't think about the future you want as what you already do. I just have you consider, look, create some new possibilities. Like really create something new. Stop living in the past. Stop pulling the past into the present and start creating a new future. Now, final thing I'm going to share on this is we're down here in Destin, Florida. I'm in the first quarter of 2021. We got a new office space. It's beautiful. I'm already looking at the entire floor. I'm already looking at, okay, when we get to this point, we'll take down all these other office spaces. We'll have teams here. We'll have teams here. And my mind is constantly thinking about how can I expand and become a greater person? And while I'm thinking about expansion into the future, I'm loving and being grateful for where I am today. That's the game, my friends. That's the best balance. Hungry for what I want in the future. Hungry for a future of possibility and of prosperity. Connection with my wife and my kids. Impact on the world. Achieving my goals. And at the same time, grateful. A life filled with gratitude. Grateful for where I am. Happy and grateful. Optimistic. Embracing the day. So that's it for today's podcast. Not too long. I just want you to consider having a gut check to your ambition, having a gut check to your perspective, kind of having that gut check, that ambition check, that possibility check. And see if you're really expanding and growing, or are you kind of stuck in that same place? Because as we are here in Q1 of 2021, I'm looking forward to an amazing event next week with our Circle of Champions, seeing our clients. Again, just this game of expansion and possibilities. Have a great day, everybody. I'm out.
Let's go! This is your daily revolution. Living prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it. We got the strategic blueprint. This is your daily revolution. You already know. And if you don't, then check my resume. Turning pressure into possibilities every day. We all can win and live our unique purpose. We change our mindsets and put the work in. This is your daily revolution. Daily revolution. Revolution. Your daily revolution podcast.